Good afternoon, everyone. In today's video, we are now looking at Invest 95L in the Atlantic, which is becoming more and more likely to become our next named tropical storm, Emily. As you can see, what we're looking at right now is Invest 95L satellite imagery from this afternoon. Not a lot of circulation, as you can see from right now, but we are seeing quite a bit of convection, a lot of thunderstorm activity happening near the center. Some of these lower level clouds do seem to have a lot of movement with them, and this is why it has gotten the Invest title name. Still a tropical wave, but is nearing closer to a tropical depression, which the National Hurricane Center is expecting by early next week. And here's a 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook from the National Hurricane Center. Tropical storm Dawn in the Atlantic, which is still lingering out there as a fish storm. It currently has maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour, a minimum system pressure of 1,002 millibars, located at 35.8 north, 46.5 west, and movement is west-northwest at 10 miles per hour. Disturbance 1, or Invest 95L, currently has a 60% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days. Quite a big jump than what we saw yesterday, with only a 20% chance of a cyclone formation in 7 days. What they have to say today is a small area of low pressure located several hundred miles west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands is producing an area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms over the central tropical Atlantic. Although there's dry air located to the north of the system, favorable upper level winds are expected to allow for gradual development during the next several days. This system could become a tropical depression early next week. Here is Invest 95L's model track guidance, which is spaghetti models from a whole bunch of different hurricane models. And as you can see right now, this is when we start to tell you get prepared now. As you can see, most of these are hitting right into the Caribbean, right over the middle islands of the Lesser Antilles, which will bring some rainfall over the Lesser Antilles early next week. Then traveling into the Caribbean, which we do have quite a bit of wind shear that is currently over the Caribbean. It just depends if Invest 95L does make it through that wind shear. We don't have a lot of wind shear in the Gulf of Mexico, so the Gulf of Mexico is ready for any storm that really enters there. And as you saw from the National Hurricane Center, they say upper level winds will allow this for development, even though there's dry air just north of this. So we're gonna have to watch this very closely. In the Lesser Antilles, I would get prepared now for this. This is not going to be overall strong for the Lesser Antilles. You are going to see a lot of rainfall from this, but it's going to get more concerning if it does survive the wind shear in the Caribbean. Now, the GFS spaghetti models here, this does have it going into the Caribbean, but a little more southward, which will give us some land interaction, which could further weaken the storm. So a lot of interesting tracks coming out of this, and some of those GPS ensembles still have it going through the Gulf of Mexico but as it reaches the Dominican Republic, we really don't know where it's going to go from there. It could be going through the Cuba area. It could be going towards Central America. It could even curve out from there, which will give it less land interaction. So lots of mystery information right now as it goes to the Caribbean. I will try to keep you updated as much as possible as this progresses through the Caribbean. And here we are looking at the model intensity guidance for Invest 95L. This is the tropical storm strength. So this line right here, any of these lines are tropical storm strength. That's when it will become a named tropical storm. And as you can see, around, I'd say 75% of these make it to a tropical storm strength. And then another 25% of these make it to even a Category 1 hurricane. 10% of these make it to even a Category 2 hurricane. And a small percentage even makes it to a Category 3 hurricane in its later stages of life, around 120. So again, something big to watch here in late July. And if we see this become a hurricane, that means it survived the wind shear that is currently blocking the Caribbean. It's something going to have a tough time making it through that wind shear, but if it does, we'll definitely have to watch that very closely. This could even become a Gulf storm. So very interesting storm this late July. This is the GFS model as this tropical wave goes to the Caribbean. GFS model just has it kind of as nearing a tropical depression as it goes through the Lesser Antilles, but then weakening as it heads to the Caribbean. That's due to that wind shear that is currently over Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic. We have a lot of wind shear that's currently over there, and that will definitely affect it a lot. Looking at the Euro model, really has not much at all. You can still kind of see it there as it's just near the Costa Rica area, but still just mainly a lot of rainfall that I'm looking at so far with this storm. Even though the National Hurricane Center has a 60% chance of a cyclone formation, there's gonna be that wind shear sitting there that's going to be in the way for a potential quicker development of this storm. CMC model has it very similar to the Euro model. There's that low pressure system right down there, goes through the Western Antilles. It's pretty much nothing, mainly just a little rainstorm there. These models are saying something, but these spaghetti models and the model intensity guidance is definitely showing a signal that we might see our next named storm with Invest 95L, but we could also not see our next named storm. This could definitely be a bust storm where it doesn't form into anything and just kind of dies out as an infest. But again, we're going to have to watch this very closely, because look at the icon model. This actually shows it. This is the first model I've seen that makes it towards a tropical storm strength, and this model has it kind of going through the Dominican Republic as a tropical storm, then weakening due to the land interaction. We also have another system up here that the icon model shows next Friday. So lots of interesting stuff here from the icon model. From the icon model, this just kind of takes it through the Haiti, Dominican Republic, and then goes through Cuba, which lots of that land interaction along with that wind shear is really going to just tear it apart from there. But it could also just kind of go through the Caribbean, avoiding land. Even if it survives that wind shear, that's definitely a weird scenario. There's lots of scenarios out right now, so I'll try to give you the most accurate one that I'm seeing right now. That was today's update on Invest 95L. If you did enjoy it, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on post notifications. I'll have the latest uploads on Invest 95L. There's going to be a lot of information out, and there's going to be a lot of scenarios of Invest 95L as it goes to the Caribbean. But then again, there's going to be that wind shear blockage right here, so it's going to affect it on where it's going to go on its strength and size. Definitely lots of new information today. Share this video with any friends or family that may want the latest updates on Invest 95L. Anyone that's living in the Caribbean, Central America, even the East or Gulf Coast. This is definitely going to be a very interesting storm. You should have some more updates out for tomorrow. I don't think we'll have many pinpoint information, but definitely general information of the storm I will have tomorrow. But as always, see you in the next one. Stay safe.